Welcome to Phil Drives. New cars, old cars, rare cars, and access to the stuff you don't normally get to see. And we're starting with this 530 horsepower Italian, slightly bonkers, the Maserati Grecale Trofeo. Let's dive into it. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Maserati. It's a brand that's very close to my heart. I've owned many Maseratis over the years. I think in 1999, when the 3200 was launched, I heard the rumble of a V8 come down the road. I saw those distinctive boomerang heads, and I fell in love with the car. It's Giugietto Giugiaro styled, and they were under Ferrari ownership at the time. But 1914, Maserati were founded in Bologna by the Maserati brothers. They were then sold to the Orsi family in the 30s and moved to Modena, which is their home now. But they've had so many owners over the years. You know, you've got the Citroen ownership in the late 60s. You've had De Tomaso, you've had Fiat and Ferrari as well. FCA was one of the latest owners, and then currently Stellantis. So this vehicle I'm sat in now, the Grecale, is under the Stellantis ownership. Launched, there were three main versions: the 300 brake horsepower 4-cylinder GT, the 330 brake horsepower 4-cylinder Modena version. Both of those were mild hybrid, and then this, the Trofeo, which is a 3-litre V6 twin turbo, producing 530 brake horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque, and it'll do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. It's incredible, really. In terms of this particular car here you're looking at, this is the Maserati press car, so it's spec'd by Maserati UK. It's got the 3,800 pound Giallo Modenese, so Modena yellow paintwork. It's got the 21-inch forged alloys, shod in Pirellis. Grecale was created under Klaus Buser, Maserati's head of design. The same design leadership that gave us the MC20 supercar, and you can see some of the MC20 influence, particularly around the nose and the idea of keeping the surfaces relatively clean. I think if you look at the Grecale from the side, you can see what Maserati calls its shark nose, that low forward grille with the bonnet projecting above it. It gives the front a really aggressive, almost predatory look. Let's have a look under the hood. And there we go, 3-litre V6, twin turbo, powered by Nettuno, which is the Neptune engine, which is effectively the lower powered, slightly lower powered version of the engine that's in the Maserati MC20, which has now become the MC Pura. There will be a review of the Cielo version of that coming to the channel very soon. This engine uses Formula One derived technology. It's effectively a tiny combustion chamber above the main cylinder. It ignites first and fires jets of flame into the cylinder, burning the fuel faster and more efficiently. The result? 530 horsepower from just 3 litres. And the brakes are worth mentioning because they're serious. 360mm drilled ventilated front disc with 6 piston fixed calipers and 350mm rears with 4 piston calipers. And let's check the boot space. $570 litres in here. Load luggage. Let's see if I can get in. Yeah, not a problem. It's actually really cozy in here. Somebody let me out now, please. These look like styling vents, but they're actual functional air curtains. They channel air around the front wheels, reducing turbulence and drag, so they're not just there to look pretty. So what does it drive like? Let's find out. The first thing you notice when you get in is this car has got air suspension, so there are different profiles and you can lift the car up according to the different, you know, whether you want off-road mode, comfort mode, and then obviously we'll talk about Corsa as well, which is when you dial it up to 11. So this is in comfort mode, probably the softest suspension setting, and it does feel really comfortable. It's speed bump here, just soaked it up lovely. Engine note, yeah, not the best, as in not like the old V8 Symphonies used to get from the Gran Turismo cars, but it has got a purposeful bark on startup, and when you dial it into Corsa, it really does open the exhaust valves and give you that a real sonorous V6. Heads-up display as well, which is extremely clear. A lot of people like them. There's also, it's pretty divided, but there's quite a lot of people that find them distracting. I'm sure you can turn that off. And you've also got speed limit warning as well on the dash. Driving position, really, really comfortable. The seats are incredible. They really are. And I did a long drive up to the Lake District in this car. 7 hours I think it took to get up the M6, and not a problem with back. You've got lumbar support, heated and ventilated as well, so extremely comfortable. Just dial it up now into sport mode. You can feel instantly it comes alive, and then you can, obviously you've got the paddles as well, you can drive it on the paddles. So we'll just pull down, we're into 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then we'll give it, and you get that real bark from the exhaust there. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's reminiscent of the sort of, I don't know, like the E63 AMG that I've driven has that similar sort of bark you get on the gear change. It's not a pop and a bang, it's just a real punchy bark. So yeah, I do like the sound of that. I do like the way that they've mapped that into the exhaust. Drive mode down here, as I say, you've also got the suspension setting as well, the little shock absorber, so you can push that and that will just turn on the basically it's like the Ferrari bumpy road mode, so it absorbs a few more of the bumps. So you can have it in your aggressive sport or Corsa mode, but you can also soften up the suspension setting, which is brilliant. And Ferrari were the ones who pioneered that about a good number of years ago now. In terms of the driving modes, down here on the center console, you've got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And I do feel that these buttons are a little bit, I wouldn't say an afterthought, but I find them quite counterintuitive. Normally on Maseratis, you kind of have it, pull the paddles for neutral, the +1 selects the first gear, and then you've got a reverse button down there, but they've put the park, the reverse, neutral, and drive on that sort of central console. I believe in the later cars, in the 2027 cars, that they've actually put a normal driving selector down here, and you can also select your first gear on the plus paddle as well, which is a really nice feature to have. I think they've kind of listened to owners. So yeah, that's one thing that I would say just be mindful of. You've also got your air conditioning down here. You've got your traditional Maserati clock as well, which you can switch between compass, G settings, and also your braking as well. So that's a really nice little feature. Launch control is built in when you dial it up to Corsa. So we'll dial it up to Corsa mode now, and let's try launch control and just see what it's all about. So here we go. Here we go. That's impressive. That is impressive. My phone actually went flying. You probably heard it. I'll probably do that again in a minute with things secured. But wow, that's really, really nice. When you dial it into Corsa mode, you'll notice it drops the car 25mm. It says, right, I'm going to drop down, I'm ready to go. And as I say, the gear change is ferocious. All you do is put your foot hard on the brake, fully down on the throttle, and it tells you launch control is active and you're ready to go. So yeah, that's a real party piece. I do enjoy launching cars. Road noise, as I say, those air curtains really do help with that. There's not a massive amount of road noise. It's extremely quiet. You've got the panoramic sunroof as well, which is really nice. You've got the button to close the sunshade, I believe, on here. So you close that off and you'll see that going across. Got a nice center armrest there, which has room for plenty of storage. You've got your 12-volt charging. You've also got wireless charging pad in the front there, and then this carbon fiber center console, which is actually really, really nice. Cup holders as well in the front, which are pretty much demand. The only thing I would say is one thing that really kind of triggered me was this, the speaker grills on the doors here. I ran my fingers along them and it feels like I'm running them against the cheese grater. It's really, really, you know when you run your fingers down a blackboard you get that almost that cringy feeling. It makes you shudder. That's exactly what happened. And funny enough, I was talking to someone else the other day about another car with these same speaker system in them. I think it's SF. They're actually fitted, I think, in a Volvo, and they said that they touched them as well, and they had exactly the same feeling. So I'm not quite sure what happened there with that, but I do feel that they need to fix the feel of some of the trims in this car. Dashboard, lovely extended leather on here with a red stitching as well, which is a really, really nice touch. Steering wheel, it's the sort of flat bottomed, really nice feel to it. The start button is on there as well. As I say, you've got your audio controls, your adaptive cruise control on this vehicle as well, which is really, really useful. On the drive up to the lakes, I just set the adaptive cruise to 70, and it pretty much self-drives you there as well. So yeah, I don't really think there's anything else to go through other than that it's extremely spacious. It really is. I think they say it's something like 99th percentile of people can actually fit in this car in the rear as well, so that's a really nice feature. To get out of the car, there's these, rather than the traditional pull handle, you've got these lovely little buttons on the side to press, and that releases the doors. Very, very nice feature. Infotainment system here is built in. You've got Apple CarPlay wireless as well and connected. So again, very useful if you want to put your CarPlay on there. I believe it's got a Google Android as well built into the system as well. Can you hear that? Let me get closer. That has got to be one of the most bizarre sounds for an indicator I have ever heard. It sounds like a sort of like a 1980s rave tune. I just do not know what. I mean, you can't hear it if you've got music on, so you don't know. Sometimes you almost like you can hear it clicking away in normal cars, or it'll actually interfere with the audio, so you can hear it actually and you can cancel it yourself. But on this car, you pretty much cannot hear that. It's too quiet. So yeah, I hope that they've revised the indicator sound on the latest 2027 model. I kind of think of the Grecale as a Stelvio Quadrifoglio, but dialed up to 11. It's got more power. It handles better. It just has. I just think it feels like more of a premium product, which is not really surprising, is it? At the end of the day, it's a Maserati. What do I think of the car as an all-rounder? I mean, as I said to you before, this car is £113,000 with options. Base level cars are starting at 99,000. I think there's been a revision to the 2027 car at about 98,000. But it feels like a premium package. It drives exceptionally well. It's refined, but with the right amount of luxury involved in it too. As I say, you can absorb a long drive up to the Lake District for 6-7 hours without any problems at all. I feel like I could really get in this, drive it, and just soak up the miles without any problems. It's a lot more comfortable than the Quadrifoglio that I've found. As an all-rounder, yeah, I'd like to own one. I'm actually contemplating saying to Maserati, is there a deal to be had on this particular car? It's a family SUV, it's a really good place to be. Size-wise, does it feel big? I mean, I've driven the Levante when they first came out, and that is a big car. This is like the smaller brother of the Levante. And I think it's got the right footprint. It's manageable. It's got all the right parking equipment, all the cameras on there as well for making parking easier. And as a whole, I think it's a really good product, and it's well worthy of the Trident brand. And a big thank you to Maserati UK for the loan of this press car. Thanks very much, guys. So if you like what you've seen, please do subscribe. Hit the bell icon for further notifications of future episodes. And happy driving out there all. Remember, driven, not hidden.